Learn about the world. Bangladesh. Bangladesh is located in southern Asia in the Ganges, Padma River delta on the Bay of Bengal. Bangladesh is bordered by India to the west, north, and east, and by Myanmar, Burma, to the south. Basic information. Full name: People's Republic of Bangladesh. Government type: Parliamentary democracy. ISO BD, BGD. Country domain BD. Phone code +880. Time zone +6 o'clock. Capital Dhaka. Major cities: Chittagong, Khulna, Rajshahi, Mymensingh, Comilla, Barisal, Sylhet. Largest cities in Bangladesh by population: Dhaka, Chittagong, Ghazipur, Narayanganj, Khulna, Rangpur, Bangladesh. Mymensingh, Rajshahi, Sylhet, Comilla area, 143,998 square kilometers. Terrain: mostly flat alluvial plain, with hills to the northeast and southeast. Climate: semi-tropical, monsoonal. Cool winters, October to March, hot, humid summer, March to June, wet, warm rainy season, June to October. Population: 175,465,027, May 2025. Ethnicity: Bangladesh. Religion: Muslim 88.3%, Hinduism 10.5%, Christianity 0.3%, Buddhism 0.6%, other religions 0.3%. Language: Bangla. Official, also known as Bengali, English is widely spoken. Natural resources: natural gas, coal brown, limestone, ceramic, clay and glass sand, arable land, timber. Agricultural products: rice, jackfruit, jute, tobacco, sugar cane, pulses, oilseeds, spices, potatoes, vegetables, bananas, mangoes. Coconuts, tea and wheat. Industries: garments, jute, cotton, textiles, tea, paper, newsprint, cement, fertilizers, sugar, engineering, electrical cables, leather, fish. Exports: goods, garments. Knitwear, 80% of export revenue, agricultural products, frozen food, fish and seafood, jute, leather. Exports partners: USA, Germany, UK, France, Spain. Imports: commodities, cotton, machinery, equipment, chemicals, iron and steel, food. Imports partners: China, India, Singapore. Currency: Taka, BDT. Foreign relations. The foreign relations share the Bangladeshi government's policies in its external relations with the international community. The country pursues a moderate foreign policy that places heavy reliance on multinational diplomacy, especially at the United Nations and World Trade Organization, WTO. Since independence in 1971, the country has stressed its principle of friendship towards all, malice towards none in dictating its diplomacy. As a member of the non-aligned movement, Bangladesh has tended to not take sides with major powers. Since the end of the Cold War, the country has pursued better relations with regional neighbors. The Bangladesh government has begun to implement a foreign policy that pursues regional economic integration in South Asia and aims to establish Bangladesh as a regional hub of transit trade in Asia. The foreign policy of Bangladesh consists of self-interest strategies chosen by the constitution of the country to safeguard its national interests and to achieve goals within its international relations milieu. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs formulates and executes the policies according to the guidance from the relevant section of the Constitution of Bangladesh. Participation in multilateral organizations include Commonwealth of Nations, United Nations, Non-Aligned Movement, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multisectoral, Technical and Economic Cooperation, developing 8 countries, Asia-Pacific Trade Agreement, World Trade Organization, World Customs Organization, Like-Minded Group and other. Relations with neighboring Myanmar have been severely strained since 2016-2017, after over 700,000 Rohingya refugees illegally entered Bangladesh. Bangladesh shares an important bilateral and economic relationship with its largest neighbor India, which is often strained by water politics of the Ganges and the Teesta, and the border killings of Bangladeshi civilians. Bangladesh is considered a middle power in global politics. It plays an important role in the geopolitical affairs of the Indo-Pacific. Due to its strategic location between South and Southeast Asia, human rights in Bangladesh are enshrined as fundamental rights in Part 3 of the Constitution of Bangladesh. However, constitutional and legal experts believe many of the country's laws require reform to enforce fundamental rights and reflect democratic values of the 21st century. In 2022, Freedom House rated Bangladesh's human rights at 37 out 100, partly free. Torture is banned by the Constitution of Bangladesh, but is rampantly used by Bangladesh's security forces. Bangladesh joined the Convention Against Torture in 1998 and it enacted its first anti-torture law, the Torture and Custodial Death Prevention Act, in 2013. The Digital Security Act of 2018 has greatly reduced freedom of expression in Bangladesh and has been used to target critics of the government. Freedom House has criticized the ruling party for human rights abuses, the crackdown on the opposition, mass media, and civil society through politicized enforcement. According to the British Economist Intelligence Unit, the country has a hybrid regime, the third of 4 rankings in its democracy index. Bangladesh was ranked 96th among 163 countries in the 2022 Global Peace Index. According to National Human Rights Commission, 70% of alleged human rights violations are committed by law enforcement agencies. LGBT rights are heavily suppressed, homosexuality is punishable by a maximum of life imprisonment. However, Bangladesh recognizes the third gender and accords limited rights for transgender people. Transport in Bangladesh is dominated by roadways, accounting for the majority of both passenger and cargo traffic due to substantial development efforts since independence. 8 major national highways connect the capital, Dhaka, with divisional and district headquarters, port cities, and international routes. Despite this, vehicle usage per capita remains low, with non-motorized modes prevailing. However, Bangladesh's roads are unsafe, having one of the highest road accident fatality rates. They also suffer from high congestion, as well as severe air and noise pollution. Air travel in Bangladesh is supported by 3 international and 5 domestic airports, of which Hazrat Shahjalal is the largest and busiest. Biman Bangladesh, the national airline, and the privately owned US Bangla are the 2 international carriers based in Bangladesh, which also operate domestic flights to these airports alongside 3 other private airlines. The share of railway traffic has seen a significant decline since 1975. Facing challenges like shortage of rolling stock and poor track conditions, transportation through inland waterways, though also declining, remains popular thanks to Bangladesh's extensive river network and the use of ferries. In 2023, Bangladesh ranked 88 in the Logistics Performance Index among 139 countries and 3rd among South Asian countries, after India and Sri Lanka. with around 370,000 kilometers, 230,000 miles of roads. Bangladesh ranks 16th in the world for total length of road network. It has the highest road density in South Asia after India and ranks 13th globally. There are 8 major national highways linking the capital with various divisional and district headquarters, port cities, and international routes. The Dhaka-Chittagong Highway, N1, is regarded as the lifeline of the country's trade and commerce, connecting the capital, Dhaka, with the primary port city of Chittagong. The Dhaka-Mahva Banga Expressway, opened in 2020, is the first controlled access highway in the country. Although road transport usage has risen significantly compared to rail and inland waterways since 1975, the rate of vehicle usage remains notably low. With only 7.89 vehicles and 4.22 passenger cars per 1,000 people, there are nearly 4.3 million motorcycles, 714,000 passenger cars, and 86.5 thousand buses, collectively covering 140.7 billion passenger kilometers in 2021. Bangladesh has one of the highest road accident fatality rates globally, with estimates from non-governmental sources reaching as high as 25,000 deaths in 2019, although official government figures are much lower. Road traffic congestion is a common issue in major cities, caused by an increasing number of vehicles due to population growth, inadequate road infrastructure, and the presence of slow-moving vehicles like rickshaws. Among other factors, a significant contributor to air pollution in urban areas is motor vehicle emissions. In Bangladesh, pollution severity is exacerbated by a large number of high-polluting vehicles, impure fuel, inefficient land use, and poor traffic management. Bangladesh Railway has approximately 3,100 kilometers, 1,900 miles, of main and branch lines, Route KM, linking 43 of the 64 districts. Of these, the majority, covering 1,680 kilometers, 1,040 miles, are meter gauge tracks, mainly in the central and eastern regions. About 880 kilometers, 550 mi, are 5 feet 6 in, 1,676 m, broad gauge tracks, concentrated in the western region. As of 2024, the country has only one metro line, located in Dhaka, which opened in December 2022. The Dhaka Metro Rail is operated by the Dhaka Mass Transit Company Limited, with additional lines under construction. Education. All children shall receive free and compulsory education. Education in Bangladesh is overseen by the Ministry of Education. The Ministry of Primary and Mass Education is responsible for implementing policy for primary education and state-funded schools at a local level. Primary and secondary education is compulsory and is financed by the state and free of charge in public schools. The country's educational system is three-tiered and heavily subsidized, with the government operating many schools at the primary, secondary and higher secondary levels and subsidizing many private schools. In the tertiary education sector, the Bangladeshi government funds over 45 state universities through the University Grants Commission, UGC, created by Presidential Order 10 in 1973. The education system is divided into 5 levels: primary, 1st to 5th grade; junior secondary, 6th to 8th grade; secondary, 9th and 10th grade; higher secondary, 11th and 12th grade; and tertiary. 5 years of secondary education, including junior secondary, ends with a secondary school certificate, SSC, examination. Certificate include primary education, PEC, junior school certificate, JSC, higher secondary school certificate, HSC, examination. Universities in Bangladesh are of 3 general types: public, government-owned and subsidized. Private, privately owned universities, and international, operated and funded by international organizations. The country has 47 public, 105 private and 2 international universities. Medical education is provided by 29 government and private medical colleges. All medical colleges are affiliated with the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Healthcare. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare is the largest institutional healthcare provider in Bangladesh, and contains 2 divisions: Health Service Division and Medical Education and Family Welfare Division. However, healthcare facilities in Bangladesh are considered less than adequate, although they have improved as the economy has grown and poverty levels have decreased significantly. Bangladesh faces a severe health workforce crisis, as formally trained providers make up a short percentage of the total health workforce. Significant deficiencies in the treatment practices of village doctors persist, with widespread harmful and inappropriate drug prescribing. Receiving healthcare from informal providers are encouraged. Bangladesh's poor healthcare system suffers from severe underfunding from the government. As of 2020, there are only 5.3 doctors per 10,000 people, and about 6 physicians and 3 nurses per 10,000 people, while the number of hospital beds is 8 per 10,000. The overall life expectancy in Bangladesh at birth was 73 years, 71 years for males and 75 years for females, as of 2020. And it has a comparably high infant mortality rate, 24 per 1,000 live births, and child mortality rate, 29 per 1,000 live births. Maternal mortality remains high, clocking at 173 per 100,000 live births. Bangladesh is a key source market for medical tourism for various countries, mainly India. Due to its citizens' dissatisfaction and distrust over their own healthcare system, the main causes of death are coronary artery disease, stroke, and chronic respiratory disease, comprising 62% and 60% of all adult male and female deaths, respectively. Malnutrition is a major and persistent problem in Bangladesh, mainly affecting the rural regions. More than half of the population suffers from it. Severe acute malnutrition affects 450,000 children. A quarter of women are underweight and around 15% have short stature, while over half also suffer from anemia. Sports. Several traditional indigenous sports such as kabaddi, boli khela, lathi khela and noka baich remain fairly popular. While kabaddi is the national sport, cricket is the most popular sport in the country. Bangladesh reached the quarterfinal of the 2015 Cricket World Cup, the semi-final of the 2017 ICC Champions Trophy, and they reached the final of the Asia Cup 3 times, in 2012, 2016, and 2018. In February 2020, the Bangladesh youth national cricket team won the men's Under-19 Cricket World Cup, held in South Africa. This was Bangladesh's first World Cup victory. Women's sports saw significant progress in the 2010s decade in Bangladesh. In 2018, the Bangladesh women's national cricket team won the 2018 Women's 2020 Asia Cup, defeating India women's national cricket team in the final. Football is a leading sport in Bangladesh, and is governed by the Bangladesh Football, popular sport in the country before the 21st century. Success in cricket has overshadowed its past popularity. After independence, the national football team also participated in the AFC Asian Cup, 1980, becoming only the second South Asian team to do so. Bangladesh's most notable achievements in football include the 2003 SAF Championship and 1999 South Asian Games. In 2022, The Bangladesh women's national football team created history by winning the 2022 SAF Women's Championship. Bangladesh archers Eddie Cotton and Roman Sana won several gold medals, winning all the 10 archery events in the 2019 South Asian Games. The National Sports Council regulates 42 sporting federations. Athletics, swimming, archery, boxing, volleyball, weightlifting, chess, and wrestling and different forms of martial arts remain popular. Chess is very popular in Bangladesh. In 2010, mountain climber Musa Ibrahim became the first Bangladeshi climber to conquer Mount Everest. Wasfia Nazreen is the first Bangladeshi climber to climb the 7 summits. Bangladesh hosts several international tournaments. Banga Bandhu Cup is an international football tournament hosted in the country. Bangladesh hosted the South Asian Games several times.